Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a great day so far. We're looking at the charts, and we had a nice recovery. We have, end of the year prices. We're going to go over those in a second, somewhere around this 100K level. Something's going to look like that. But we're going to go through crypto panic, okay? You guys could use this. It kind of cuts the whole news thing out of the loop. And basically, by the end of the year, right? By the end of the year, some experts have predicted 42 actually that Bitcoin's going to go over 160,000. All right. We're going to go over this a little bit, but we're actually going to focus on important things that you guys came here for. As you want to know what's happening to your investments, to your portfolio, we'll go over it. Over 65K mini Doge holders. They're running ads. Okay. That's pretty interesting. That's interesting. Okay. So it takes 21 years to pay off student loans. All right, here we go. Jack Dorsey is hopeful Bitcoin can create world peace. So that's what they kind of talked about in the interview. It was pretty cool. That everyone was bullish in Cathie Woods, Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey. That little interview that they had today, it was bullish. Elon did say he owns more Dogecoin than Bitcoin, and to be the richest person in the world, to be the type of person he is, he's not going to make an investment that he's going to ultimately fail in. Yes, he's had a few, but the way he's been talking about Doge, I highly doubt he's making the wrong decision. That being said, do I think Dogecoin will outperform Bitcoin? Yeah, I do, and I do think that's a possibility. So we're gonna get into kind of some things behind that. If you guys are holding Bitcoin, all I'm saying is we could see Dogecoin outperform it. As crazy as that does sound, is a possibility. Okay. All right, so we're getting into the charts, and something that I did realize was we kind of had a little bit of a zone that we've seen in the past, at least on the hourly. We kind of see this zone right here easily being able to be recovered. We talked about this yesterday, and we bounced off it again. Was this the time that we were going to break through? Probably not. And we didn't, right? We didn't break through. Let's lower this a little bit to get the exact, right? We're taking off candle wicks because why are we taking off candle wicks? We have to understand that, people control the price, and if they're not going to let the price, close at the end of that candle, that's really where price matters. Those wicks, they do matter, but at the end of the day, we're all controlled by where they close, or at least you should be, as they'll do a lot of fake outs to the upside and to the downside just without the wicks, or just with the wicks. So you got to be careful with that. But to say something about this pump that we had, does it look healthy? All right, we're going to go through that real quick. Yeah, news today, very, very bullish. But if we look at the 1-minute charts, let me actually even put it to the 1-second charts. We'll go all the way back to the 1-second charts just to show you, what type of pump we did receive here. This was all whale activity. And just to give you guys a little perspective on how whale activity does work, they'll pump up the market, within how many seconds was this? Let's just see. Within around 1 minute and 53 seconds, they pumped up the market around 2%. It's pretty cool to point out. It's a pretty good pump that the whales took on. We need to understand that when they do pump up the market like so, we normally see these zones as easily being able to recover on the downside. And why is that? Because there's really no sort of resistance. Some supports around these areas, as it just blew through. We're normally easily able to recover them. And why do I say that? If we go over to the 1-minute side, look what this whale did here. I did watch George, guys. Good for George for calling this out. He said, some whale shorted Bitcoin on exchanges. Why did they do that? Why didn't they do it on OTC? And I do have OTC data, by the way, guys, and it is showing, this was all whale orders, obviously. You can just tell by the candlestick size that it is whales. These are over-the-counter orders. You're not allowed to see them unless you're willing to pay for it. And what it's showing, if you guys get Bookmap, that's kind of shows you it if you get this plan with it. But we see that, price is extremely, extremely volatile in these short time frames. Only people who are able to do this are the whales. And this guy shorted on Coinbase so people could see it on the data. And that's a really kind of, bullish sign, because they're not going to short on just to get, they're obviously going to make money off that short, because retailers are going to be like, oh, we have the sign, we have the go ahead, it's time to short, it's time to short, because we saw this data on Coinbase, whatever. And yeah, I think this was really just that one whale. He shorted the market down and then he pumped it back up just to kind of get, some retail FOMO into this. They're scared. We're at 28, 29K. They don't know what to do with their emotions. They haven't realized that we've bounced off the zone time again. All right, so my stream. Is my stream fine? All right, I think my stream's fine. It's just showing a little bit of lagginess. I'm really far away from my router right now. Not wired currently. I should be here in the next day. But we also see this is sort of the supply zone where they did kind of throw us up at here. This means, we do have some resistance here. We have formed some sort of double top on the shorter time frames. I would expect price to come down into this 315 zone before we have some sort of movement to the upside. At least, I would even say, to be more conservative, would be around this 317 zone. Just a little drawback. And if we do need to make that push to the upside, it's going to have to happen. Then, if not, we're probably going to see price come down to this 312 zone, or at least around this 30K zone. All right, yeah, I'm not sure why it says that. But yeah, that's kind of the zones that we're seeing short term. And how am I calculating out these zones? We have consolidation. We have, some sort of resistance right here, which turns into support. As you guys can see, we kind of use that. Once you saw that candle kind of break above, it was a good sign that we were going to have a little pump. Where did we go? Right to the zone that we had right here that we saw resistance at. This would have been a good time to take some profits around this zone, and around this other one right here. But our next move to the upside, we need to get to this 32K level. We already did wick up there, but price did not close. And we want to see price close up there to confirm that we've kind of, taken liquidity from that zone. But we also see the next move coming up to around this 33K. It's the first bearish candle on a downside movement is going to be your supply zone, and price always kind of gravitates toward them. You can make a range. Via these zones. Making a range via these zones will allow you guys to make more accurate and smarter decisions while investing. This is how banks will present their TA. You guys think that, these banks are doing so much complicated things when they trade. In reality, yes, they are, because they have more liquidity. But they're just trying to make as much money as they can, and they're doing this by selling in multiple instances, bringing down price, but they're trying to get to these same sort of levels that price was at once it pumped up or once it dropped down. And yeah, still see this as a great opportunity to get involved in the market. Once we do, we're kind of at the top of the zone right here. And I would say, right, next zone, if we do break out of this, will be around this 28 level, which will be a nice little pump that we'll have. But we could see, this 34K level. It's going to be hard for us to get up there just because we have 3 zones really that we need to break out of that are, pretty key. I would say, especially this 32,800 zone is going to be one to watch out for. Yeah, 34,200 is pretty high. And then we have this 34,750, this 35,800. And yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing there. Let's draw some trend lines, as trend lines do work. Like, you guys could breakout trade. It's just the fact of you're going to get faked out a lot when you do breakout trade. You just need to make sure, that you don't have your wicks on when you're trading, and you have to make sure that there's actual volatile movement. And we're going to see why we broke out, right? Not really too much of a good trend line break, but if you guys draw this head and shoulders like you should, right? You draw your head and shoulders. This is inverted head and shoulders. Here's the left shoulder, low volume. Great to see. Large volume to the downside, right? This is the neckline of that. And then we have a large volume to the downside, low volume, low volume, low volume. And then a big push to the upside, a little bit of decreased volume and more volume upwards. The thing why I think we might be able to target these higher zones, just at least this 3,280 zone, is just only due to the fact that we have a little bit more volume than we did when we were at this price, when we were all the way back here, which shows a little bit more of a bullish sign because we do have more volume than when we did break down. A lot more buying going on. Yeah, but for the most part, right, we are going to draw a line like that. Price breaks out. Been a good indicator. I would have bought in it, kind of around this 29K zone to this 28K zone, just because look at all the times we have bounced back off this zone. It's been pretty impressive, just to say the least. What the heck was this? All right, yeah, bear market. But yes, we have been bouncing off the zone. We did get a lower low right here on the 4-hour, which does show, if we were to just drawing off the 4-hour, which, most markets, people, you guys have to understand these guys, right? It's a pretty strong trend. 1, 2, 3, 4 times touched. This one's actually not accurate. All right. Yep. Here we go. I guess we could even say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 touches on the 4-hour candle close. Maybe they are trading off the 4-hour candle close. I'm sure that if you have enough liquidity, you would easily be able to control the markets on the longer time frames. But we are still in this downtrend, as you guys can see here. Why am I using the 4-hour? Just to get a better perspective on the market, as this shows, some pretty good zones. And you want to know what I'm going to be doing? I'm not going to be using, these lines as an actual, I'm buying when it breaks out of this, or I'm selling when it breaks under. It's just to kind of give me the range that we're in, and to understand the fact that we need to see, the zone be reached, like I would say a few hundred or $500 above, comes down, does a retest, but it still has high volume. And we do see that breakout above that, $500 zone, which would be around this 33K. I would be looking to buy because we see that we have, this liquidity right here. Easy grab, easy push through that. As you guys see, look at the whales. This isn't retail. Don't think that, whales can't just take these zones out with easy effort, as they do have you guys FOMOing into bad trades. And it's kind of how the process of the volatility in crypto does work. It's a funnel of money into non, if you guys just held, some of you, followed the George strategy. It does work. It really does work. I want to stress that as well. Holding does work in crypto. It always goes up. But the thing that you have to understand is trading can be extremely terrible for you if you're not taking the steps and the precautions of risk management, which always includes putting in your stop loss. I will be posting the risk management book, or the TA book. It's actually over 300 pages, but it's a step-by-step thing. It's going to be free for all of you. It's going to come out within the next, I think probably, if not tomorrow, the day after. And I'll start doing like lessons on that so you guys can understand it. But you need to take it step by step. Everyone learns in a faster pace. Someone has more time, someone doesn't, yada, right? But yeah, we see, look at this resistance that we have currently at the zone. 1, 2, 3 times we've broken down from it. If we do break out of this zone and we have a close, could be some bullishness, right? We're going to take out this 32K zone. And this is why I say that, because, this is our next little resistance. I'm showing you how I draw these, because you can get an accurate price read if you take off the wicks. The wicks distract you. What else do we have? Yeah, kind of just this 32K, 800, this 33K. Bookmap order flows are showing that we do have a large OTC order to buy, actually at 31,900. So 31,900, we have around 5,000 Bitcoin. And let me see. Yep. Where was that on? All right. So we need to make sure to take that into consideration. But they could always flip it. It's not like the stock market. What happens with order books is you're allowed to, if you have a buy order, let's say at the 317, you can move it up into a sell order. Stock market, you're not allowed to do that, which is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that's just how it works. We are looking, I would say, this is a pivotal point right here. And let's actually go on the smaller time frames, throw on a few indicators for you guys here, and let's go over some pivot points. Let's see what happened today with the pivot points. Right, so we broke above this pivot point. We kind of price kind of consolidated. Let's go on settings. Let's throw on wicks. Boom. Yeah, large wick, by the way. Extremely, extremely large wick. We even took some liquidity from this zone, but we didn't really close. I guess you can count, yeah, you can count wicks as just liquidity grabs, but at the same time, a lot more confident if we have price close here and then break down. But at the same time, we are nearing this important critical resistance zone here. So this will kind of determine if we can, see a close on, if we take off the wicks above the, let's just say above the, above this 312 level, we probably will be able to recover some of this loss right here and then bring us up into the 328 level. Are we short or long, expert? Oh, I'm actually out of all trades right now. You guys have to understand, the entire part of trading is to have patience. You're not supposed to be in a trade 24/7. If you're in a trade 24/7, you're not going to be profitable, and that's just how it is. You're not exceeding your max capabilities. Being in cash and being ready for your trade, you have to wait for your trade to come to you. You can't go out chasing your trade. When you have the right opportunity, when you have multiple things line up at one point, yes, you might enter a trade. But as of right now, we're at the almost top of a range, but I still need confirmation for that breakdown, which my confirmation for that breakdown is if we miraculously dipped below this pivot point right here, and we saw that price had an engulfing candle or some large volatility, and we were able to take out these zones, would be looking taking profits at this 3,800 level, all the way down to, I would say, possibly this 30K to this 3,100. On the upside, I'm just looking for a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a close up here possibly. I'm currently not in any orders right now. You guys have to be patient sometimes. You have to let orders come to you if you want to be consistent. We'll be very, very critical about that. But let's go into some other altcoins as well. We'll go into Ethereum, do some price predictions on Ethereum. All right, so we see Ethereum had a little nice breakout to the 2K zone. And here, let me take it. Boom. Let's throw on some of the wicks that we see as we're gonna start doing that now just to get you guys a little bit, enhance your price prediction capabilities. So this was the resistance zone that we had right here. As you guys can see, we haven't been able to touch it once, twice, 3 times. Let's see if we can break out. If we can, we're looking for this 2054 level. Actually 2030, sorry about that. And if we break above this 2030 level with Ethereum, we have some nice candles to recover all the way to the 21.5 level. If we do get all the way up there, we do have, this little resistance zone. Let me just totally wipe this off. All right, so let's draw our little zones in real quick for Ethereum. We do see that we have, some resistance at this 1990 level. We haven't been able to break above it. We also need to be careful about the fake out at 2K. If you guys aren't familiar with resistance and support levels, how important they are at round numbers, it's extremely hard for price to break out of a round number. Why is that? Because it's just a psychological thing. People round numbers, 2,000, 3,000, 2,500, 2,200, whatever it is. We always are going to consolidate out of round zone, 99% of the time. And that's just how it kind of works, at least near one. But yeah. It's something to take into consideration when we do have price consolidation or we do have price targets. Look at taking profits, maybe a little bit before a round number or at a round number, because normally we won't stay there too long if it's a strong resistance, or we're not going to, bounce too much, whatever it might be, or set your stop losses around those psychological round numbers for support and resistance. But yeah, we do have support here. Large way to go down, as you guys can see. What happens, just to give you guys a little explanation why this isn't healthy, is look at the way we pumped up. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 big green candles going up. And so we want to make sure to be really, really careful. When's the last time we had that incident kind of happen? Kind of over here. Another pump, but this is a pretty volatile pump, but you guys have to understand, we are going to see some sort of head and shoulders. Always see them with Bitcoin, with Ethereum, because these are, the most volatile assets in the world that are being traded liquidity wise. And we're just going to see some sort of these candles being recovered at some point, unless this bullish news turns into actual retail investments, because retail is still selling right now. Retail is still not buying in my opinion, until we see retail, kind of pick up the books and start buying in, going full throttle on it. We see retail kind of, push up, lead the market, then institutions are going to be looking to buy to hold. And they're just not going to try and liquidate the traders and liquidate other institutions. But until then, until we see a large retail push, I'm not going to be holding like kind of long-term-ish, I guess you could say, still short-term. But I would just recommend to be extremely, extremely careful when choosing to buy, unless we see some data pointing towards retail buying instead of selling, as that's when we're going to see the FOMO start to begin. We do have this lower liquidity zone here at the 1581 level. Let's draw that up in there. But yeah, this is kind of what we're looking like with Ethereum. A large zone to kind of take out if we do go to the downwards direction. I would say we do have some support here at this 18 to the 1849 level. If we do hold this, this would be a good entry for some sort of long, but we are still in the middle of the range. What is the range for Ethereum? This is the resistance. This is support long term. This is support 1. We also have a support 2 level around this 1846, and the resistance 2 here is around 1955 to 2000. But yeah, we are kind of near the top of this resistance. If we do break out, we are seeing the resistance change to around this 2500 zone, or 2050. If we break out of that, to around 2139. We really could have a nice pump to 2300, as this zone would be easy to take out. This 2300 all the way down to 2200, but we have to wait and see with Ethereum. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of what the market's looking like right now. I'm going to make a lot of high quality videos here coming soon. So, I'll be prepared for quality to be going up and for things to be looking a lot better. But as of right now, it's not looking, like we're at a point where we're going to see some crazy, crazy volatility. We kind of had that happen today. If volume does continue to die down, right? We see volume die down. It's kind of looking like this. I would expect to move to the downside. If we continue that volume, it's going to continue to look bullish until we have, that shortness in volume. But we could easily, have some sort of head and shoulders pattern back down. But this is something that I would expect, in my opinion, to kind of happen at a higher level, just to kind of fake out and grab some more liquidity up here around this 33 level to this 32,800 level. Not going to be trading it. Want to know why? You got to preserve your capital. You got to be safe with your trades, and you can't be trading at the tops and the bottoms of ranges every time until you get confirmation of the reversal. You get price action of the reversal. We do have a double top right now. We do have some bearish divergence on the RSI, and we also have some bearish divergence in price. I'll show you that in the short term. Don't want you guys to get any bad ideas though, just because if you guys are, just set your stop losses at a reasonable level. Go boom. All right, right here, some bearish divergence that we see from this little drop right here, and we are having a little bit of a double top, right? This is a little bit of a double top right here. If we go on the shorter time frames, this was the double top engulfing reversal, and then this is the double top of this little resistance zone that we have here. And it's important to note that, we have to pull back up here, but if we can't keep this momentum, if we can't hold, looks like we're going to have a little bit of a downside. But these candles do right here show a little bit of bullishness. We still are making higher lows. This was the first lower high right here on the shorter time frame. But at the same time, we need to get a higher or lower high, or lower low, excuse me, if we do want to, kind of confirm that trend on the 15-minute. But that's why I kind of expect probably a little bit of a fake out to the upside, and then they'll kind of bring price down from at least this 23 zone to this 33 zone, unless there's some large major news in the books. If it is, stop loss. It's kind of what I'm seeing right now. It's a nice move to the upside, but for the most part, yeah, this is just what the charts are looking like. Not too much to go over, and really look forward to getting my stream quality better, producing better videos. Been kind of pretty busy here over the past couple of weeks. I'm start picking it back up again, and really putting some time into YouTube, as I haven't had too much as of recently. But it's good to know, future content coming out is going to be, pretty cool. Looking forward to sharing that with you guys. But yeah, make sure to, stay safe out there. Don't get too risky. The more you preserve your capital, the more you're going to have. And it's important to note that, investing isn't about making a shit ton of money in X amount of time. Investing is about, first, preserving your capital. And second, it is really to make consistent gains. And when you're not, when you're trading every single zone, it's not smart. You're trading the bottom of some sort of, demand zone where we see buying. We're at, some sort of support. We're seeing, kind of some bullish divergence. We break trend line. You have like 4 things that are pointing towards a breakout, and just buying and selling in the in between ranges. Extremely new to TA. Not the best thing you could be doing. Just wait for these upper and these lower zones. If you're going to be buying long term, just wait for the low zones to hit. If they don't hit, just wait for a large pump, and then a large pump's going to have a dip, and then it'll, if you want to buy then, good for you. But just make sure to buy when we have lots of confirmations lining up, and you guys will be good on that. But for the main part, if we do have a little bit of a pullback, right, before the zone does happen, expect it to be the 315 zone. That's kind of where I see some sort of push, though. Maybe we do come down to this pivotal point. A lot of people are probably getting into shorts here because they think, we're going to break down and we're going to hit these lower levels, which very well could happen. But I'm waiting for this sort of trend line right here, and possibly this zone. That would not be that large of a movement, but it very well could happen. I just see, since we did have this bullish news, since we did have this pump, we might be looking like this. Here's the lower low, right? Here's the lower low. Pretend that is here, right? We're going to have, we're going to go up, we're going to go up, we're going to go up, and then we're going to come down, but we're going to have, this come a little bit higher when it does, maybe a little bit pump, but we'll have this come a little bit higher here, kind of at this zone. And if we break through this zone, expect to push the lower level. Maybe we break through that demand zone. We'll have to see. But around the 28K would be would be a great zone to buy, as we didn't stay there long, or even around this 28,700 level would be a great zone to buy. So yep, that's kind of just what I'm seeing on the charts short term. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's going to be the end of it. And have a great rest of your day.